Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm Brendan Lee. In this video, I want to talk to you about something that I want to know more about. So I'm going to spitball here with you. It's been a while since I have recorded a video for you, and that's just the way that is. I wanted to share a little story with you. Basically, I was sick recently. I'm not making an excuse for why I didn't record videos. I've just been a lazy fuck. All right. But it occurred to me that sometimes when I've gone back and seen a few of my videos, and I actually kind of like how maybe some sense of feeling like, I don't know, like little by little I'm creating a little family around me, or a little tribe, or a little team, or something. Like I feel like there's a group of people that probably are out there. You're out there, you watch my videos, and like you get to know me, you know, as much as you get to know me through these videos. And it was sort of a nice feeling, and I was thinking about, you know, oh yeah, it's like maybe some of you out there have some comfort. You know, or you watch my videos and it's like, oh, yeah, it's like we're having a dialogue together. It's like we're working through stuff in a weird way, to me, working through stuff together. You know, it's like I share these considerations with you, try to give you something, but it's like we're almost together in that, which I find kind of nice. But anyway, I was sick recently. Again, not making an excuse. And I was feeling pretty bad. And I got up one morning, walked out of my little shack back there, a little shack in the back, walked off the porch, stepped off the porch, my foot turned sideways, and I fucking dropped all my weight on that shit. And normally, I'm really good when I twist an ankle and I drop the weight, I buckle my knees and like go with it. Not this time. I couldn't, fuck dude, it was bad. I fucking ate shit. Twisted my ankle, dropped all my weight. I felt shit in there start to tear. I fell down. I was screaming, right? If my neighbors were outside, they would have heard me cussing up a storm. And so I'm like, mother F, like it actually hurt so bad I was yelling. And so I get up, swollen ass ankle, like it's swollen up right now still. And barely limp. My body went into some weird shock. I thought I was going to pass out, you know, and made it back here, threw some ice on it, slammed some ibuprofen, and I was really upset because it hurt, you know. It was dumb, too. Like, you know, it's just one of those things. I was sort of groggy. I stepped off and just blammo. I blammoed myself. However, there is a silver lining because I went hunting around for my joint support. Like I've done lots of martial arts. I have a whole bag full of joint support. You need shit for your wrist, shit for your ankles, shit for your knees, you know, stuff like that, because stuff twists, breaks, whatever. And so I found my ankle brace, and in the bag of joint support was my fucking lapel mic, my microphone, which I had been missing for a while. And I was like, where the fuck did it go? It was in that bag. Now, either that was me putting that in there for some dumb reason, or we had a group of apprentices and they misplaced it or something. I don't know why. I don't know why it was in there, but that's the good news. So the shitty news is I damn near broke my foot. I didn't, thankfully. Now I got an x-ray, check that out. Bad sprain. It's going to be fucked up for a while. But the great news is I found my microphone. So, hey. It's always in the last place you look. All right, so anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about a phenomenon. And the reason I want to talk to you about this phenomenon is, one, like I'm curious about it. And I also just wanted to bring it to light and then be like, well, what the fuck about this phenomenon? And it comes from a bit like one of my clients that I'm working with. You know, we're working on some empowerment stuff, which is like, what is empowerment really? It's like me facilitating another human being, you know, to increase their own personal power. And probably one of the strange misconceptions about that is that like I somehow have something to do with that, which I don't. Like when I'm a facilitator, I I can't make anybody do anything, because like that's the truth of the matter. Why? Because it always comes from within, as if the other person, within and person, we don't know about these things, but as if, generally speaking, they do it. I can't teach anybody anything. Like Galileo's got a quote like that, and it is like that. Nobody can teach somebody something. It's like I can do the song and dance, but they have to get it. You see, if they don't get it, if they don't do the getting of it, if they don't reach out for the knowledge, as if, it's on them. That's what I'm saying. Like it always is that way. It's just like I can't change that. If I could, I'd probably make a lot of fucking money. But people will often say, oh yeah, no, the source of the knowledge is me. It's like, yes and no. I have the knowledge. I as if give it to the other person. But what is the giving actually? It's like I do stuff to work with their mind so that they have they get it for themselves. See? Now, this phenomenon. So I'm trying to empower this person, right? And back and forth, we talk about some stuff, and then it's like at some point I mentioned like, look, and here's the phenomenon. You have somebody who's fat, okay, obese, whatever. You like, okay, if you're too butthurt by that word, get over it. Like, fuck it, all right? People can be fat, overweight, obese, whatever words you want to use, all right? Now, they know what to do to solve the problem. They do. I mean, unless they really, really don't. But it's not hard to know what to do. Eat less, move more. Eat less, work out. Eat better, work out. Eat more healthfully. Be conscious of what you put in your mouth and move around, work out. Right? So it is not a knowledge problem. Why don't they do it? Why doesn't the person do it? Okay, that's just one example. Alcoholics. They know what they need to do, or not do in this case. Don't drink. Simple. They already know that. Don't drink. And yet, there they go. Or I was working with Peter, where actually have a podcast project I'm working on with Peter. So if you are familiar with Peter's work and you want to ask him questions, email me. Like, go to my website, email me, find my email address, brendan@thebrendanlee.com or brendan@changshin.com. Email me questions you want to ask him. I'm taking those now, so feel free to do that. And we were talking about suffering. Well, he was talking about suffering. And again, this came up with my coaching client. So if you want coaching, email me too. I do shit like that. He's working with, he's explaining some stuff about suffering, right? We suffer as human beings. And what is that? Like the depression, anxiety, stuff like that. Like, what's really going on there? At the end of the day, if you get rigorous, you get honest, and you tell the truth, the motherfucking truth, really, you're doing something with your mind to create negative experiences. That is how that works. You created them with your mind. You make your mind do shit that hurts, essentially. And the way we hold it is we hold it as if it's not happening, it's not me doing that, it happens to me. Like the victim, the life happens to me, I can't help it. I'm fat, I can't help it. I know I need to stop drinking, but I can't help it. I know what I need to do, but I can't. Do you see? I know what I need to do. The knowledge is not the thing. I can't. That's the phenomenon I'm trying to talk about here. I'm bringing it to light. It's this, I know what I need to do. Do you have stuff in your life where you know you need to do some shit, you know you need to take action, and then you don't? And then isn't it true that you know you need to take action, you don't take action, then what do? You explain why you didn't take the action. That's called an explanation, a justification, or an excuse. Oh, I couldn't because this came up and that came up. Or I couldn't because I just didn't feel like it. Or I couldn't because whatever, right? You know what you need to do. You don't fucking do it. I'm guilty of this. Probably what's different for me is I don't make excuses about that shit. I acknowledge it. I own it. That's just one, in whatever areas you do this. I'm just saying, I'm not free from this phenomenon. I'm probably less affected than most, but still, like little things here and there. I'm like, nah, I know what I need to do. I don't fucking do it. Why? That's the question. Why? What's up? What is that? What is that? I know what I need to do. I don't do it. Why? That must mean there's something else going on. There has to be. Otherwise, I just do the thing, right? Otherwise, you would just do the thing. So you've got something else going on. Now, what the fuck? This is a phenomenon. It's like a non-random, it's a recognizable dynamic that I can see in human beings. Just pick the domain. I know somebody, it's like she spends money. And then she's like, I don't have money. And I'm like, don't fucking spend it. And she's like, I had to buy the thing. You see? Or, another, like, I don't have any money. I should save it, but my family needs it. I'm like, no, they fucking don't. And that's trying to confront the dynamic. But what the fuck's up with the dynamic? Why? What's up with that? Why? What is it? There must be something going on. Otherwise, you're not free to just take action. Or there's something going on with avoidance of some kind. Has to be. Some avoidance. What are you avoiding? Sometimes it's like when I see guys like, David Goggins, he's talking about, he's going to go run every day. He still has that negative shit, that stuff that would stop him, right? That feeling. He says, I just make sure I put my shoes on. Once I get my shoes on, I start going. You see, it's that taking action. He knows he needs to take action and still, don't want to. What's up with the I don't want to part? In whatever domain. You see, I'm just trying to outline this phenomenon here, this dynamic, human dynamics. Something's going on. Or like I know there's some stuff I have to take action on. I haven't yet, right? Sometimes I have that and it's like, it feels like I'm a child, which is to say, like there's something going on in the background that says, no, my time is more important. I don't want to give my time for this thing over here. Me. I'm the important one, not that. So, what's that? That's childish. As far as I can tell, it's like a child. See? So, but like, what the fuck, though? Why does a fat person stay fat? Oh, but they don't have motivation. Yeah, that's clear they don't have motivation, but you're missing the point. Like, you might say, oh, they don't have motivation. Leave them alone. That doesn't elucidate the problem. That just puts a Band-Aid. It's another excuse. They don't have motivation, and it's an excuse from the psychologically accepted world of motivation or whatever the fuck that is, right? Which I don't believe in, by the way. It's like, no, you want to do the thing, you fucking do it. You don't need motivation to do it. You just need to do it. Let that be your motivation, doing it. See? Do it to do it. Well, I need motivation. No, you don't. You need to do it. Anyway. But still, there's this question. I'm not looking for an explanation. I'm looking for an understanding. I don't want a psychological explanation of motivation and like, oh, their past history and trauma is triggering these feelings. It's like, yeah, they have feelings triggered. And you want to live in those feelings and not get the thing you want? Or do you want to just get the thing you say you want? Or, from my world, shut the fuck up. I'm fat, I should work out, then work out. Yeah, but then don't work out. Yeah, but, well, shut up then. One or the other. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to get skinny or are you going to complain? See, it's like, but you're going to complain. No, just don't do that. It's either one or the other. Either Either work out or be quiet about it. Don't say you want to work out and then don't, because then you're breaking your integrity, and there's consequences to that. Likely, you're going to lower your own self-esteem, and you're not going to want to work out because you're not going to think as highly of yourself. Why? Because you're lying to yourself. Anyway, I'm just going on a little rant here. So you get what I'm saying. What's this dynamic about? Like, why do we do that? I wanted to, what's my purpose here? I want to bring it up. I want you to look at it. For those of you that are serious, I want you to confront the shit in yourself. Do the thing you say you want to do. Get off your ass and go do it. Because as I was working with my client, he mentioned at some point, he's like, thank you for working with me in this way, because at the end of the day, he's like, yeah, it is only me. He's like, I'm the one that has to do what I have to do. I'm like, yes, that's the truth. Do you have to do anything in particular? No, you're just fine the way you are. I don't care what way you interact in the life. But if you work with me, I intend to demand that you become more powerful. And part of that is this principle we would call like responsibility, or maybe accountability. You see, responsibility is that like, oh, you are at the source of your life, which you are, as if. See? You are the one. If you're going to work out, who's going to work out? You. If you're going to make the thing, who's going to make the thing? You. If you're going to like heal your relationships, who's the one that's going to heal your relationships? Somebody else? No, because that means you have no power. And they cannot do that for you. Why? Because the way you relate comes from you. Or if you're going to build that business, who's going to build it? Or if you want something in your life, who's going to create that for you? Nobody else is going to. Maybe get lucky, but still. It's a disempowered way to go, and the truth is, you're at the source already. So it's like, recognize that. And so my client was grateful for that. He's like, oh, thanks again for like helping me recognize that I am the one. I'm like, yeah, it's my job. You see? And then so hopefully now, once you can recognize that you're the one, now what in the F and F and F are you going to do about it? That's the challenge, right? And that's where we have the breakdown again. This weird phenomenon. You know what you need to do. You're the one who's going to do it. Now, are you going to do it? Nah. Yeah. Okay. You do it. Simple. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to reveal that dynamic. What the fuck are you going to do about it? And I think some things that may help. One thing to consider in yourself, I invite you to consider and understand your own mind and confront and be honest. Be honest with yourself about where you're at. Don't try to hide it from yourself. Don't try to pretend you are some way that you're not, because it doesn't seem to bode well. It doesn't seem to work well. Once you acknowledge where you're at, then you have a better chance of being able to do something about it, because you recognize, oh, this is where I'm really at. I really don't want to be here, and then maybe you'll change. Another thing you can do is work to understand your own mind. Work to understand the dynamics and the bullshit that you have going on in your own mind, like what you do with your mind. Yeah? Another thing you can do, start to pay the fuck attention to the consequences of the things that you do with your mind. Because there are consequences, and if you don't like them, then stop doing that. Stop it. Yeah, but I can't. Good. Stop doing that first. Stop making excuses. Stop whining. Stop complaining. Stop thinking you can't. Because again, is that actually true? Is that actually true that you cannot do it? Confront the truth. Because the truth is, you can. See, otherwise you're lying to yourself about your own capacities. See, don't lie to yourself about how capable you are. Yeah? And then you're like, yeah, but I can't. All right, good. Shit can that idea, and then do it. Stop the thing that you're doing that you don't like. Stop it. End it. Yeah, but like there was a time I was actually sitting at that table right over there, and one of the guys who I was an apprentice with, he came back from seeing his girlfriend, and they were having some challenges with each other, right? And he was very, he was sad, upset, and started to get angry. And I was in a funny state, And I asked him, I'm like, well, he's really upset. I'm like, well, can you just stop doing that? And he was like, he actually tried it. And he was like, oh, yeah, I can actually just stop suffering. Like that. So fuck it, dude. Give it a shot. Right? Well, you got stuff going on in your mind, because I guess one part of this video is I want to start changing the collective cultural assumptions about the shit you can and can't do with your mind, that I really blame a bit psychology for fucking people up out there. You know, with some, there seems to be some assumptions like you're not the author of your mind happens to you. Or emotions are triggered by external circumstances. Yeah, they might be, the impetus for the emotion may be external, but the generation of the emotion itself is internal. You do it. Why? Because some other person could watch that same thing and not have the same emotion. So what's the common denominator there? It's you. It ain't the thing that happens. You see, and I want to rail against psychology or any belief system that holds people back in that way or that disempowers people, because now people are running around thinking they can't do shit with their minds, ergo stopping their minds when their minds get all fucky. And there's a lot of fuckery going on with people's minds these days, in case you hadn't noticed. I mean, just take a good hard look at your own mind. You are fucked up in there. Like in there, you're like, yeah, Brendan, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah? Good. Go out and tell people exactly what runs through your mind. Really, in the depths of your soul, in there. You just go blurt it out to somebody who you're trying to impress and see how long before they're like, what the actual fuck? Like, tell the truth about what's in there. See? Is that really worthwhile? No. There's consequences to that. Anyway, so got off on a little tangent, bringing it back here. What's up with this dynamic? I don't know what to call this dynamic. I don't have a name for this dynamic, but what do you call that? I don't know. You know what you need to do. You don't do it. That means to me there's a third thing going on, something else going on in your experience right now, such that you go, nah, something else must be more important. What is that? Rather than have the things you say you want to have, you don't. You do something else. Why? What's really going on? What is the entirety of the situation? Like, what urges, what needs do you have that aren't aligned with that thing? What do you really desire? You see, it's like, yeah, I want to have the business, but I really don't want to do the work. You see why? Because I'm committed to what? Something else. All right? What's up with that? So, you're invited to take a look for yourself in that direction. See what you find. Confront it. See if you can control your mind. Tell me what happens. If you have questions for Peter, email me. Like I said, we're doing a podcast project. I'm working with him on that. And I'm just asking him questions. And so you're invited to do that. Otherwise, if you want to hit me up, you know what the fuck to do. Check my website. I've got a forum on there. You can ask me questions. Helps me create content. Work with me, online coaching. More importantly, come here and do a workshop, because they kick ass. They're really powerful, and they will help move you much more quickly than if you're just operating on your own. And I know it's like I beat this one. I say this one a lot. I'm inviting people more and more to do workshops, and I'm inviting people more and more with more enthusiasm. And I think mainly it's because it's just like I believe in it more and more, as if. Even though we're not into belief systems and dogma and crap like that, it's like, no, it is powerful. They are very, very powerful, and they move people, and people need all the help they can get. They really do. It's like, people are just out there doing stuff. They don't have no idea what their own mind is doing, like what they're doing with their own mind. They have no clue. They don't really know how it operates. They can't see. And how do I know? Because at one point I could not see, and now I can see much more clearly. And I go, fuck. There's a big bridge, and there's this world that I want to invite you to. It's cool. I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's fascinating. It's empowering. It's freeing. It's happy. These are possibilities that exist within this work, and I just think it's really worth it. So you're invited to check it out, of course. All right? So that's it. Much love. Let me know how it goes. Send me more questions. Interact with me. Comments, whatever. Email me. And keep kicking some ass out there. Much love. Take care.